Us, please. Get that mic. I think that got everybody's attention.
Check.
We can pass it if we need to. We're gonna do separate pieces, so it's all right.
We just need to set it up.
Check, 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 check. 1, 2. 1, 2. I'm gonna rap.
Bring it on, bring it on.
I'm not.
What are you doing?
Yeah, 1, 2.
We're Guerilla Poets, and we are a Flash Poetry Mob. If you don't know about a Flash Poetry Mob, it's where you do poetry in unexpected places. We've done it on the light rail, we've done it at the Common Market, we've done it in downtown Charlotte. And this year we're really wanting to get involved in communities and do some volunteer work and help out some people, because poetry is a very powerful thing. You know, normally you can say a sentence to somebody, but, you know, we all know it's the way you say it. And, you know, poetry really touches people, and we've had a lot of success. You know, we've had it turn people's lives around. We've had people, you know, think about different things about their life that maybe they didn't realize was going on. So we're always looking for volunteers, because we've got a ton of projects coming up this summer. It's a lot of fun. You know, get out, talk to us. You know, if you like what you hear today, talk to us, and we'll get you worked up.
The more the merrier.
Yeah, the more the merrier. Foster, he's got some stuff to say too about like how poetry is, a lot of people are scared of poetry nowadays. So
you don't need to be afraid of poetry. One of the things we want to do is demystify poetry. If you're at a certain age level, maybe 35 and under, you know, you consider hip hop to be poetry. And hip hop is a form of poetry. If you're 35 or older, maybe you only think about poetry as somebody reading out of a book. Oh, the cascading waterfalls fall down, blah, blah, blah.
The bird sat on the branch.
And that's poetry too. But the main point we want to do is bring poetry out to people in situations where they wouldn't normally expect to find poetry. And it's all about communication. As far as we're concerned, spoken word is poetry. A lot of people in academia may not consider it poetry, but that's their problem. It's actually the oldest form of poetry, going back to the griots, going back to the ancient storytellers. So all we want to do is connect with people in a way, and you know, especially the young folks, because we want to try to present some type of positivity, because a lot of the poetry that they listen to nowadays through hip-hop veins are not necessarily that edifying. They may sound good and the beats may be banging, but the beats can lead you into a hole. So basically, that's all we wanted to say about that. So now I'm going to pass it back over to Riot and let her do her thing.
I'm Riot, by the way, and this is Priest. We are actually 2/5. We just had a new member. Mixed Thoughts is over there messing with his cell phone. The other members are Dryad and Goodman. So check us out, talk to us, you know, don't be afraid to come out and be like, yo, man, how can I get in on this? I'm going to start us off. We're going to take turns. We're going to do 2 poems each for you guys. You guys ready to hear some poetry? Yeah. All right. Done had my head drugged down, done cut up my soles with overloads, my own hands shaky, my eyes all swole. But I looked at myself in the mirror today and was blown away and surprised by the life inside my eyes. So on that wind I shall ride. There's a reason why a resurrection is paired with a phoenix, because you can feel the fire breathing all up inside your veins, and all you're able to do is spit flames. You can feel the steam whistling, popping all the restraints. There ain't no passion like glory. There ain't no story like my story. There ain't no love like mine. There ain't no better time than now to become a sun and burn the black blotch of space, to explode light from my heart like a million stars couldn't be contained. So let it rain down rabid dogs and hissing cats. I got a soul full of words and a pen like a bat. Let it thunder so loud that it shakes the ground. And I will shout out louder that this ground already fell down. And baby, I just been running on the air. Tsunami waves can take its place with a roar like a lion. And I will shout out louder right in the face of the Titan. I'm gonna show you how we walk on water like I'm God's daughter, because that's how strong I am and that's the love I have to offer. So let the coal come closer and I'll just set the phoenix free, set fire to the world and be warmed by the passion inside of me.
One, two, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. This is poetry, and this is a trip. So sit back, relax, and sip from the flow that I'm leaking. I'm speaking and Verbal formulas like polysyllabic geometry, folding words and conversations up like origami. See, I be a spiritual, mystical, lyrical genius. And since there's nothing but syllables in the air in between us, I get emotionally but naked in my speech in a hope to reach those who will listen. Maybe you'll find a piece of the puzzle you've been missing. I am the one, firstborn son. Cultivating effective vocabulary is how I function. I open to the Holy Spirit unction and connect thoughts, things, and the pattern of things with conjunctions. Build a still fortress of thought equipped with a missile shield because the enemy is out to capture your mental battlefield. Tucson, Aurora, Sandy Hook, and Boston. This devastation was spiritual, not physical. So take time to disconnect from your digital and reanimate your mental prowess during this and future dark hours. Take a stand against the powers of lawlessness by refusing to wallow in thoughtlessness. Use your consciousness to suppress the source of this wickedness, for it's the words of Messiah Jesus that teach us what love and peace is. Without faith in him, I'd fall to pieces. But hey, yo, I'm not here to convert you. Without strings, I gladly share insight from my divine Sun Tzu. Just remember, when the thoughts are overrun by enemy forces, they made all the gains and you suffered all the losses. It was the one who told you how crucial Christ consciousness is.
I got a poem burning a hole in the back of my pocket. I got a poem burning a hole in the back of my pocket. I got a hole in my heart where I ripped out a part of it just to write it. I've been searching for you for 28 years. 28 years to give this to you. 28 years of practice and experience, and I think now I can finally present this. I went through hell getting it here. Spent time as a love-held slave. Spent time digging my own grave just in the attempt to lay down and feel what it was like to rest, but there was no way. I couldn't even fake it. I had to gather up the strength, find you, and hand it over to who the true owner is. See, these words came from me, but they are not mine. They were always meant for you. All this gained in the grains of time. It was glyphed into my fingerprints, my body its residence, my spirit the key. I kept it tucked in the knots of my laces so no one else could see. For I am your poem, and I want you to take this right here, right now, as I bend down, untie my shoes, and hand it to you. Run these prints across your ears, inhaling my 28 years of faith. Open up my ribcage like angel wings, because we are all higher beings. And this poem I want you to keep tucked inside your laces, so when you go to walk, you walk with destination. I want you to tattoo it in your fingerprints so you never forget what kind of poem this is, and read it. Read it every single day by smiling at your reflection, memorizing everything, even the perfect detailed imperfection. So when you get whipped in some cage you've wound up in as a love-held slave, you can remember this and state, I know who I am. And when you go to dig a grave in the attempt to give up, you won't be able to close your eyes, and you will have no choice but to stand up and say, no, this ain't over. Because baby, I'm poetry in motion, and I got to get up and get going, because I got a poem burning a hole in the back of my pocket. I got a poem burning a hole in the back of my pocket.
Woo, yeah!
When we decide to open our spiritual eyes, we will see our lives revolutionized. But this revolution will not be digitized. This revolution will not be digitized. Brothers and sisters, this revolution will not be digitized. The revolution will not be brought to you by a corporate pig with apple in his mouth. Nor will Microsoft release their version of the revolution. Shown to you through money green tinted windows, there is no view of this revelation from any vantage point on their vista. The revolution will not be digitized. The revolution will not be digitized. Brothers and sisters, the revolution will not be digitized. The revolution will not be uploaded to YouTube, will not be streamed live on CNN.com. You will not be able to log into, compress, save as, or Google the revolution. The revolution will not be digitized. The revolution will not be digitized. I said, the revolution will not be digitized. The revolution will not be served as hors d'oeuvres at your tea party. It is not microwavable. The revolution will not be held hostage at gunpoint by your conservative party. It is bulletproof. The revolution will not be aborted while still kicking by your liberal party. It will not die before it dominates. The revolution will not be password protected, cannot be hacked, is immune to viral attack, free from bugs, and too deep for phishing. The revolution will not be digitized. The revolution will not be digitized. The revolution will not be digitized. The revolution will need no parental controls, will not be sold at 30% off on Amazon or put up for bid on eBay. The revolution will not be funded by the World Bank because the revolution creates wealth. When the revolution is crystallized, finally, all society will be spiritualized. The revolution is Christ consciousness.
Thank you guys so much. We are so happy to be here. Like I said, don't be afraid to talk to us.
Holla at us, holla.
Holla. Oh, yeah, you can find us on Facebook, all right? Also, I've got an email address if you're interested in getting involved in some of the art projects and stuff and some of the poetry projects. We also work with artists and musicians and stuff like that. Our Facebook is facebook.com/Guerilla, and that's with one R because we want to be different. We're not illiterate, y'all. We just want to be different. Guerilla.poets.founders. If you need that repeated, just come up and talk to us.
We got cards and everything.
Yeah, so very friendly. So thank you.
Thank y'all for listening.
All right, can we give